What's up, my people? Today we're going to go ahead and fight this boss so we can get the Bloodhound Fang sword. It is a large curved sword. I don't remember having this sword in my first playthrough, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to get it. We're going to go down here, we're going to fight this boss. He's not too tough. The sword that I have now is a katana. It's a nice sword. I'm loving it. I've been playing with this sword a lot longer than I thought I would have, but the thing is, it's not long, so you really have to get up on your enemies to take them out. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a long sword, and in this playthrough I'm actually going to fight with a long sword, and I'm also going to use some staff. So let's go ahead and take this guy out. There you go. Got it. Now let's go up top and check it out. Now, this is pretty good, especially considering the fact that I'm one-handing it. Now, you can two-hand these swords. Keep in mind, I like the one-hand swords. I don't two-hand, but when you two-hand a sword, it gives you significantly more damage. Now, we're going to go back to the first. No, now you know what? I'm just going to go. You guys know where the gates are. You run into that in the first part of the game. Now, what you're going to see here is the sword is going to do. It's a large sword, so it's nobody's punk, even without being upgraded. But what you're going to notice is I'm not going to be able to one-shot them. I'm still going to be able to take, you know, a significant amount away from their health bar, but I'm not going to be able to one-shot them. This is not a sword at this point, right now, before upgrading. This is not a sword where with one swing of your sword, you're going to be able to kill 2 or 3 enemies. You guys have seen some of my shorts where even with the katana, which is a smaller sword, I've been able to take out 2 or 3 enemies at one time with one swing of the sword. So with this one, you might be able to take out like 4 or 5. By the way, after this, I'm going to also do another video on another fantastic sword, so look out for that one. I'm going to show you how. We're going to take a trip a little bit further up north. Now check this out. See, even with that guy that I came up behind, I had to hit him twice, right? So all of these guys, you're going to notice that in order for me to kill them, I'm going to have to hit them twice. Now, with the sword you first start out with, those of you that have played, you already know, but if you haven't played it, and you're thinking about playing it, or if you just got it, you know, you're gonna have to hit them several times. You're gonna have a rough time here. So this is a huge improvement over that. So as soon as you start the game, as soon as you can, go ahead and head south from the first step site of Grace. Going down there, try to fight that boss. Like I said, you might not be able to beat him as easy as I did, but he's not that bad. He's not that bad at all. And if you can get this sword towards the beginning of the game, it's well worth it. See? Okay, so I had to hit him twice. Now, when we come back later, after I upgrade this sword, there will be none of that. You're going to see one shot, boom, they're gone. Out of here. I had to hit him twice because he kind of had his guard up. I didn't want to execute him from behind. I wanted you guys to see me just hit him with a regular strike. Now you see, even without being leveled up, this sword is taken. See, his health bar is low. It's a pretty good sword, even without being leveled up. Come on. One shot. Oh, no, no, no. What am I talking about? One shot. The one shot is going to come later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Now these guys are no joke. So, okay, this guy right here. Okay, I was able to one-shot him because I had already hit him earlier. But I think that should be it here. Also, when you first come, you can get a weapon from that carriage. See the black carriage over there to my right there? You can get a oh, we got one more right here. That carriage right there on the other side. Okay, you're down. That carriage right there. So, man, one more. Oh yeah, I forgot. There are a bunch of them over here too. All these are 2 shots. When I come back, they're going to be 1 shots. Let me see. I saw a couple of that carriage right there. I keep pointing it out. The one right there in the upper left. So when you first come, you can sneak around these guys. You don't need to confront them. You can be totally weak. Stealthy way up in here and get that weapon. Check a few things out right quick, guys. I got a lot of smithing stones there, but not somber. But let's go ahead and head up north and get the somber smithing stones, and then we'll come back. Now, we're going to start from the first site of grace because I want you to have your bearings, and we're going to go see a blacksmith by the name of Iji. Now, he's located way on the north side of the map. There are tons of videos to show you how to get up there. I believe I may have made one. There's a way to get up there without actually fighting any bosses. But we're going to go see him. He sells these somber smithing stones, and conveniently, he also upgrades your weapon. So let's go see him about getting that done. Then we'll return back to the castle gate and we'll fight those enemies again. And then you'll see the difference. You'll see that I'm able to one-shot the enemies.
Brave tarnished, here to put my old bones to work again.
And as you can see here, he sells all the way up to the 3 somber smithing stone. So we're going to go ahead and get this done. All we need for this one, I think we need the 1, and then we'll to go further, we'll need the 2nd somber stone. So on this upgrade, we were able to go all the way up to the number 2 somber smithing stone. To take it further, to upgrade it even more, we need the number 5 somber smithing stone, which Iji doesn't have. Now we're going to go ahead and go back to the castle gates, and I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to be able to one-shot these enemies. The more armored enemy, I'm going to have a little bit more of a tough time with, but not near as much of a tough time as you're going to have if you try to fight this enemy with the sword that you start out with. You're going to get creamed. You're going to do absolutely no damage at all. So even though I'm not going to be able to one-shot him, notice the damage that I am able to take out of him versus a sword that you're going to start out with. And many of the swords you're going to have access to, even if you take a sword off of one of these guys, if you try to strike that more armored enemy, the one that's patrolling up and down the path, you're going to get creamed. You're not going to do hardly any damage to him. But notice how much damage this sword does to that enemy. These enemies are nothing. I'm slicing through them like butter now, you see? You remember last time I had to hit them twice. This sword is really going to help you out a lot with a lot of the large, strange creatures that you run into on the map. So a lot of them you won't be able to one-shot them, but 2 or 3 swings of your sword and they're done. The more armored enemies, you're going to do a lot of damage to them when your sword actually makes contact with them, but they're armored, so you still will need to fight with some tact. As you can see, the sword is longer, so it helps you to create some distance, so that'll help you out. But when you run into the armored enemies, you're not going to be able to slice through them the way, you know, I'm slicing through these guys right here. I really want to fight this guy alone. I want to make sure that when I'm fighting him that he doesn't have some help, because I really want you to be able to focus on him so you can see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of him having armor and it being a little bit tougher to fight him. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, there's one more. I'm going to go ahead and take him out, try to take that bigger guy out, the more tanky guy. I'm going to try to take him on by himself. Now, I'm not going to use any, you know, type of special strategy, anything, because I want you to see the damage that he's going to cause to me. Now, keep in mind, I am leveled up a little bit. So if you're just starting the game, you know, you definitely don't want to fight him the way I'm going to fight him. But I want you to see the difference between fighting guys like this and fighting the more armored guys. So you can see that you will be able to do a lot of damage, but you still need to be careful because they are armored. And especially if you have a lot of runes on you, you don't want to be running up on a character like that or an NPC like that thinking, yeah, you know, I'll be able to take him out real easy, no problem. And then the next thing you know, you've had about like maybe a couple of 100,000 runes on you, you know, and then you lose it, especially if it's in an area where you can't just simply ride in and get those runes back. So you do want to be careful. And by the way, now that I'm talking about that, one of the strategies I use when I'm fighting bosses is I try to make sure I don't have any runes, even if I have to spend runes on the most insignificant thing. But anyway, go ahead, check this out. Now he's a little tougher, but look how I'm able to just eat away at his health bar. I'm just able to just eat him away. Okay, so he did a little damage to me, but look, it's all good. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, because I'm a big boy and I can take it. But until then, guys, stay safe.